Good morning, scholars and staff. Welcome to MB News. I am your host, Daleen, and this is my co-host,
Samantha.
Today is 9/11. I want to start off by paying my respect with a moment of silence. It was my honor to introduce a guest speaker, Mr. Mariscal, but unfortunately, he could not be here. Fortunately, he is being a good example by attending jury duty today. On September 11, 2001, us students didn't experience the thought or feeling that many people experienced this day. This day in history had such an impact. Our very own staff remember exactly what they were doing that day. Okay, Mrs. Spinoza, what were you doing during 9/11?
I remember being, I believe, a sophomore in high school, and I was waking up early in the morning, and I woke up to my dad watching on the news the Twin Towers burning up in flames, and I remember feeling this overwhelming sadness and not understanding or comprehending what was happening and why it was happening. And then at that point, my dad took us, me and my younger brother, to school. And at school, over the intercom, they did give us some information, but not a whole lot.
On 9/11, I was getting ready for school. I was 15, and we were homeschooled, so we were just kind of getting ready for the day when my grandmother called. And she said, "Turn on the TV now." So we turned on the TV, changed the channel to a news station, and basically watched all the events unfold. And I don't think we ever turned the TV off that day. Parents had actually been in the Pentagon that day and had been evacuated. My own dad was supposed to be on a plane that day to go visit my aunt. He and my grandmother were both supposed to go, and they both ended up not going anywhere because all the planes were grounded. So it was a very emotional and scary day. Kind of felt like World War III might be starting. That's kind of how I felt at that time.
During 9/11, I was in college, and I woke up to a phone call from a friend, and he told me to turn on the TV, and we just started watching the news. I was part of a campus organization that wanted to do something. A few organizations got together, and we had a huge vigil at our school.
So during 9/11, I was walking to my world history class. I was a sophomore in high school. We walked in, and the teacher just told us to sit down, and we were watching the news, and everyone was in shock. He did not even teach that day. So the next class happened again, TV was on, and everyone was just in shock and disbelief. We couldn't believe what was going on.
During 9/11, I was on my way to drop off my daughter to daycare. When I dropped her off, the lady that was taking care of my daughter was watching the news, and that's when I saw that the towers had gotten hit by an airplane. And no one exactly knew what was going on. We thought it was an accident.
On 9/11, 2001, I was getting ready to go to school when my mom turned on the TV and I saw what was happening. I was in 6th grade, didn't really understand what was happening, but had a feeling there was something wrong going on.
On another note, have you noticed that our playgrounds have been looking cleaner? I want to take this moment to thank all of our volunteers for making a difference in our schools. What motivates these scholars? Let's see what they say.
Hi, this is Miss Moreno. I am live during our first recess, morning recess. I am live out here with our students that are cleaning, taking their time from their busy day, from their break, just to clean our playground. Maria, why have you been giving up your recess to pick up trash? Like today, I noticed you picked up a plastic container.
I have given up my recess break because I want to pick up trash I don't want the turtles to be hurting.
So how does it make you feel that students are not being responsible and not throwing the trash in the trash can?
It makes me feel sad because they're not following the rules.
Yeah, and you put a lot of your time to make this a special school. And I can see all that trash you picked up. So scholars, please put the trash in the trash cans. Anything recyclable in the recycle bins. These scholars here are here to make a difference in our school.
What I'm doing right now during recess, I'm picking up plastic found on the fields. So the reason I gave up recess was to keep our school clean and healthy.
Now, on to Samantha with school information.
Thank you, Daylene. Scholar of the Month is around the corner on Monday, September 23rd. Teachers, don't forget to give your names to Jessica as soon as possible. Also, the first PTO meeting will take place on Tuesday, September 24th at 6 p.m. Hope to see many parents there. Now moving on into Areli with national news.
Thank you, Samantha. Now, national news. Today, this September 11, 18 years ago, the Twin Towers, part of the World Trade Center, fell in New York City. The country still remembers this tragic moment. According to CNN 10, at the Pentagon Memorial, there are 184 benches representing the 184 people who died there. U.S. President Donald Trump is scheduled to attend an observance ceremony on Wednesday alongside U.S. Defense Secretary Mark T. Esper and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Marine General Joseph F. Dunford, Jr. And at 10:03 a.m. at the Flight 93 National Memorial, the names of the 40 passengers and crew members who were killed there will be read. Now on to Aldo with world news.
Have you heard of the Hurricane Dorian that's happening right now? It all started when it first hit north and then headed to the Dominican Republic. But it changed path and went straight to the Bahamas, and it caused major damage in the Bahamas. For example, destroying people's homes and causing the death of 50 people. Can you believe that? Also, people are in need of food, water, and shelter. If you would like to help, contact the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, or donate to the Humane Society. Hurricane Dorian is moving dangerously too close to Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Thank you for tuning in into MB News. Remember to like and subscribe, and like we say every single day, go Sky!